First is I'm going to be talking about value opportunity, some use cases, then the risks, and then the next moves. Okay. So let's talk about value and opportunity. I mentioned that Gen AI actually is not just ChatGPT, which is text. It actually is multimodal. That means multiple modes. Huh? So it can do text, it can do images, and it can do audio. It can do video even, because it's been trained on all these different data. And that's why you will see different manifestations of generative AI tools, which I'll show you in a minute. So what is this thing that is taken on the world by storm? In fact, many companies have been spending a lot of money quietly at the back, right? And it seems to be a game changer because, as you can see, while companies are letting go people, they are investing in Gen AI. What are they looking for actually? They're looking to increase employee productivity, but they're also reducing headcount, not because of AI, but because of the current economic climate, right? And this is something that we need to be aware of. And if you look at this, AI itself, on the first three are human being, right? So imagine you're talking to somebody who has read 4 million books, right? The amount of knowledge it can accumulate and also the styles and all that, right? This thing is evolving every week. So I tell people, imagine if you're talking to ChatGPT or AI as somebody who has just graduated with 10 degrees, okay, all first class honors, and they have read all those things. So you can query it and it knows how to do some of these associations. But the point is that AI is not to replace a human, right? What we are seeing is actually the ones who leverage AI solutions will replace the ones who don't. Let's look at HR. Are you aware that you can actually use it to write resumes? For me, in our company, I use it to go and look at the CVs against the job description and then their profiling, and our AI actually does analysis so that it can give me the top questions to ask the candidate. On the other side, of course, the candidate who knows is able to look at the job description and say, okay, can I practice some questions? Right? So we are also training people on how to do this. In fact, we've got 5 different scenarios in the upcoming course. We will talk about HR use and we program even certain very powerful tools for HR people to use. Look at this one. Your play videos. This video, you can see how long it is. It's an hour or 2 hour long. Can you see on the right what happens? On the right, the summary is already happening in real time. I can decide whether I'm going to play the video at all, right? Okay, and then I say, okay, maybe I'm curious about this guy who's talking about it. Can I ask questions on the video? Look at this, right? I can ask, hey, who is this speaker and why is he concerned about risk of AI? I haven't watched the video yet. Huh? This thing will tell me, oh, who he is and all that. Okay. So I type in next question, right? Without watching the video, because my AI already have looked at the video and then analyze it for me. Cool. So I didn't have to watch a 2 hour video, right? And they can decide whether I'm going to watch it. So that's summary. Now, I talk a lot about the value of AI, and I'm going to go about what are the potential risks, which as a business professional, we need to know, right? Look at this. This is a lawyer of all people, right? Actually used ChatGPT to do up his brief and submitted to the judge. And in the ChatGPT itself, it cited, there were a few cases, and it was in LexisNexis, and it said so. And it didn't exist. The judge called out the lawyer, all right, and then basically disciplined the lawyer. This became worldwide. Imagine the public embarrassment for your firm that you did not do your client justice, right? And basically, this was very sloppy work. Chatting with your documents, you might have seen some of this. This is quite popular in the marketplace, but be very careful, right? While there's a value in this, let me tell you the risks and constraints. I actually put in this PDPC enforcement documents, 20 page, every time they enforce, they will publish the case. So it's a long document. I say, okay, can you tell me, is there any penalty? So on the left side is the document, on the right side is the AI chat, okay? And it says it faces potential penalty, amount yet to be determined. But actually it has, in the original document, they're supposed to pay 64,000 in 12 months. Then, okay, maybe one AI doesn't work that well. I tried another chat PDF types. And let's have a look. on the right side, this is the chat PDF kind of app, right? And it said it was fined 10,000 on page 13. That's even better. It's convincing, right? I went to page 13. There is no mention of any dollar sign at all. So he faked it and he made up a $10,000 fine, which this doesn't happen at all. This is what we call hallucination. So I've shown you the value, I've shown you some of the risks, right? As a business professional, what can you do next? When to use AI, when to use your intelligence? How do you write the right questions and great prompts? How do you evaluate even generate outputs of AI? And having the flexibility to rethink work and how do you use workflow incorporating AI? So what is the next step for you? I would recommend you look at a couple of things. Look at the practical approach to AI and also AI business professional. These are the two foundational courses to learn the three things. Right? You write down VRC. What's the value of AI? And what other people don't tell you is R&C, which is what are the risks and what are the constraints, because that's how you roll into an enterprise. I would recommend people like your IT, legal, GRC, marketing, the data protection people, HR, because eventually, if you want to roll into the company, you all will be part of a team to look at what are the value of the AI, but also what are the risks and constraints so that you can put recommendation policies in place. Okay. So for us, you would really want to be asking some questions, what are the principles, the ethical concerns, security concerns, data protection concerns. So on the right side, I just mentioned, go through a foundation. Then after that, can go through the more advanced certificate. We actually have about 5 courses there. And the last one, of course, it become governance courses as well, right? On the left. And let me now look at some of the questions.
The first question we have is the our AI business professional and Gen AI foundational certs?
The AI business professional and practical approach are foundational. Okay. So AI business professional is the one coming up, and that one, if you don't know anything about Gen AI, is the best to go in. We cover the use of it. We also give you some hands-on exercise, even looking at doing some projects. It's a very simple one. But also we also cover the risks of some of these AI tools. We also have a checklist for you to evaluate some of these plugins, right? So that actually you go back with some knowledge on this. And if you want to take it further, then of course, there is more advanced courses by functions, right? So the one that's coming up in AI in business productivity deals with HR as well as those who are doing for business productivity. And then the one conducting in December is about AI in digital marketing. We have deep dive into certain scenarios, how you create videos, how you do SEO and stuff like that.
I do have one more question. It's quite interesting. Someone asked, for someone who is a GRC professional, is this AI business professional still relevant?
Yeah, so for GRC, remember, you're looking at overall governance, risk, and compliance. For those who know what GRC means, right? Of the company, right? AI is a new thing that come in where you actually need to look at how you govern it. Agree? And there are risks involved. And now the regulators are looking at guidelines. Some of them may even issue regulations. So then you'll be looking at compliance. So the governance risk compliance is starting really over again because this new thing actually is going into your workplace. So you want to be, in fact, if you're a GRC professional, you want to be ahead of the game because very likely your management will be asking, hey, so this co-pilot that came in and then we are going to put on this AI. What is our view on this thing? And what is there any risk in the first place? And then what are the guidelines you're supposed to issue to the employees? So the GRC professional or the data protection officer or the data governance officer really needs to be now looking at this already with an informed lens so that you can make proper recommendations and not, there are some firms that cannot use, dangerous. That's actually more myopic because you're actually cutting off your nose to spite the face, right? So you actually will impact your business productivity for your firm just because you don't know how to evaluate it properly.
I think that's all for now, Alvin.
All right, fantastic, guys. Enjoy. Hopefully, you all managed to catch your lunch, and we will connect with you all again. All right, thank you very much for spending this lunchtime with me and saying goodbye from the Data Protection Excellence Network.